presenter, she's a creator, storyteller, and a voice that leaves a lasting impact.
Me, and I was once an acrocyte like you, so I want you to give me the right energy. So let's do it again. Of the greatest acrocyte, ever conscious acrocyte, of the greatest baba, of the greatest bobo, ever conscious Shiwon, Jewon, Leonere. Thank you very much for giving me that awesome vibe check. So let's go right into it. When I was told to talk about showing up in a new environment, the first thing that came to my mind was the first day I got into the University of Ibadan in the department of CLA. You know, as a number of you guys are senior boys and senior girls in your school, let's do it. If you were a senior girl in your school, please raise your hand. If you're a senior girl in your school, raise your hand, please. Okay, good. If you're a senior boy in your school, can you please raise your hand? A senior boy. If you were part of the top 10 in your secondary school, raise your hand. You were part of the top 10 in your secondary school. Amazing. If you were part of the top 20 in your secondary school, raise your hand. That's because your secondary school has like 500 or 600 persons. That explains that most of us right here are excellent persons who have proven their mettle in the secondary school. And that's why they gained admission into University of Ibadan. So most of the things that I'll be stating here will be in a very story-like format. I mean, when I was reached out to speak about this, the person who reached out to me was keen about me saying my story to you. So I'm going to say that quickly. Okay. I'm going to say that quickly. When I gained admission in 100 level, CLA cutoff mark was 72.75. Yeah. And the person who had highest mark in post-UTME, he had 91. He was in my class. Chinaza favor. I had 81. A number of persons had 87, 88, 89. Guess what? I was seated in the class with a set of persons. So that explains to you that I was sitting with persons who are very, very intelligent. And whenever we are speaking in class, they are from Ivy League schools. I mean, I schooled in Orita Aquarium. These guys schooled in Bodija. They schooled in Oluyole Estates. They schooled at High SI. The kind of big schools where when you are talking in class, you're like, what's this one saying? I can't even tell them the location of my school because they will just laugh at me. So I battled with low self-esteem in my 100 level. I could not speak in class. I mean, I'm speaking to you now. I could not speak. The first year, it was very, very hard. But guess what? We did a particular course, CLA 103. You guys have registered for it, right? And Dr. BC said we would speak on stage. He would tell us to talk on any kind of topic. And guess what? You will not know the day that you're going to speak. You're just going to come to class and you just mention your name and you come on stage. So that was the speech that redefined the entirety of my life. When I spoke on stage that day, I spoke about low self-esteem. I felt seen by him. He just looked at me immediately after my speech. I think he gave me a hug the way he gave me on stage when I came here. I really love Dr. BC, by the way, but we'll talk about that later. So after that speech, he further reiterated the fact to me that I have a voice that can lend to this generation and I should make use of my voice. 100 level, it did not change me. I was still very, very shy to some extent. But guess what? Instead of me to activate my new voice into doing things better, I decided to show up in a rude way by saying, if you are speaking to me in class in 100 level, I was very rude. I was very outspoken after that speech, but I was rude. I was that girl that you cannot just speak to me anyhow. A number of my classmates have their numbers saved as Wura Danger till date. A number of them, you can even ask them. Danny B was telling me recently that my number is still saved as Wura Danger on our phone, and we've done better things after that. So when it got to 200 level, in a place like this, room 32, I don't know if you know room 32, we had a particular summit, communication summit. You guys are going to do it, you do it every year. And the master of ceremonies for that event cancelled. Not like he cancelled, you know, event engagers they had a thing or two, right? And they were like, who's going to MC this event? Who's going to run it for us? And a friend of mine just shouted, Wura, we do it. In my mind, I felt like slapping her, I'm not going to lie. Because in my mind, who sent you? Have I ever hosted an event in your presence before? Mind you, the persons that were there are persons from like all the top advertising agencies in Lagos, persons that are running broadcast stations in Lagos. They weren't even Ibadan broadcasters. By the way, I'm not saying Ibadan broadcasters are not great people, right? So I just went on stage. I'm not going to come here and tell you that I did well. I did not do well. I fumbled. I went on stage. Instead of me to introduce, you see, when these guys started hosting, they told you the names of the guest speakers, right? Instead of me to go and introduce them, I was just saying, greetings Site, welcome to our communication summit. I'm so happy to be here. A lot of back and forth, right? But one of the lecturers there, I don't know if she has attended to you, Dr. Inka Egwari. I don't know if you know her, but she will teach you, right? Notice that I was fumbling. She just partially came on stage, collected the mic, and she finished the event. After the event, I felt like I fumbled, right? Because, I wasn't ready to show up in the right way. Guess what? Our class executives then, led by Anu is now United States of America. From her degree, she furthered into PhD straight up. She didn't even do her master's. So, you're in the right department. That's what I'm trying to say. She just reached out to me and she was like, Buraola, I really liked the way you did it. And I'm like, what did you like? I fumbled that thing, don't lie to me, right? And she goes, you're going to handle our class and I. Our class and I is a major hangout in our class. When I was still in our class, I don't know if it's still like that now. And we do it like, it's an hangout that you don't use your microphone. This one that people are using mic. You will not use mic, you use your voice. And I'm going to undo 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. Guess what? They even made it a ticketed event, such that persons from other department came. And that was my major gig, August 2021. I go to that stage. I checked a lot of Tomike Adeoye video. Who follows Tomike here? Tomike Adeoye, Olori Evi, family member, right? I checked a lot of her videos. I checked a lot of videos of master of ceremonies, and I just went on stage, and that was just the beginning of my story of showing up. So I said all these things to say, when you want to show up in a new environment, you actually show up when you are not ready to show up. That's the truth. You show up when you are not ready to show up. I entered uni with the idea that I'll make a first class, and I'll be a top broadcaster on campus. I'm going to work with Diamond FM. I'm going to kill everything on campus. That was my plan. I do not have any business with hosting events. But that was how it started in my 200 level. Are you enjoying my story? Are you getting facts? Because I don't want to come and bore you here. So after that event, my darling brothers and sisters in CLE, I became like one of the most sought after event hosts in CLE. Remember that I'm saying CLE. UI is bigger than CLE, right? I felt like a local champion. I cannot just be doing in CLE. I'm a very proud girl. I may have low self-esteem in 100 level, but I think global. I don't think small. So the number one idea of you knowing how to show up is you not thinking small. You are beyond your CGPA. Oh my God, I'm gonna fight with that person. You are beyond your CGPA on campus. You are beyond the departments that you are on campus. You are beyond the faculty that you are on campus. Guess what? You are beyond the university that you are on campus. You are bigger than who you think you are. So the number one idea that helps you to show up well, I already said you show up when you're not ready. But guess what? You show up by thinking big. So after that 200 level, I felt like only CLA. I hosted CLA, A-Class and I hosted their cultural night, I hosted their week. It was just beans, and I was comfortable. I don't like being comfortable. I like to be challenged. So I went on. I don't know if you know Jowo. A number of you guys must have heard of Jowo. So Jowo released a list of them seeking for volunteers for their roles. And I just said, no problem. I want to run to be an event host at Jowo. By the way, Jowo has at least 1,500 members of audience. At least. That's on a good day. 1,500. So I said, okay, no problem, I'm going to volunteer. I volunteered, and we went through a screening process. The screening process was very, very hectic. A number of persons wants to be on stage, want to be popular, so it was quite hectic. By the end of the day, I did not get to host the main event. They made me the red carpet host. So here's where I'm going to my next point. I spoke about number one, showing up when you're not ready, showing up by thinking big. The next one is you being prepared for opportunities. People say that grace is when opportunity meets preparation. Yes, it is a factual statement. So that day, I was a red carpet host. As a red carpet host, I don't have any business fixing my nails. I don't have any business wearing heels. I don't have any business making a new dress. Guess what I did? I was in 200 level. My daddy was giving me 6,000 naira then, I guess, per week. I took that money. I made a new outfit. I fixed my nails. I did a new hairstyle. I can't forget my very flowery jumpsuit. It's on my YouTube channel, okay, if you can check on YouTube. I literally spent a lot of money on looking good. And I got there. My co-host, I'm not trying to shade her. My co-host, they overdo. My co-host thought a normal slip on with a short gown and went on, and we started the red carpet, and it was just super flawless. So in the process, I guess the head of the content creation just noticed that, this lady is doing too much. Well, to fix nails, you get that kind of thing. You know when you're looking very stellar, right? And they're just so captivated. And the man goes, Wuraola, you know what? We have a problem with the timing. We can't start the event now. Can somebody please help us engage the audience, prevent audience engagement? I was the one that started prevent audience engagement in Joe. Go and ask anywhere. They just said, I want you to handle the audience. What happened was that they were meant to start by 4. They were unable to start by 4 because some judges were delaying them. So instead of they just waiting, they just said I should just go and engage the audience. That's how I went into the hall and I engaged the audience at New Faculty Lecture Theatre in Faculty of Science. I cannot forget because it was a redefinition in my career process. I engaged that audience like I've been preparing for it all my life. When he gave me the mic, in fact, when I was done, he walked up to me and he said, who ran a lie? You don't host big events before. I'm like, no, this is my first time. I was just ready. Imagine you are entering to engage the audience with a smart, I was wearing a smart heels with jumpsuit. I was speaking to them like, I was in 300 level first semester, right? And it was just so awesome. So I said that to say that you have to be prepared for opportunities. Career-wise, you have to be prepared. You don't have to slack. You're in class, a lecturer is thinking of somebody to answer a very important question. You already know the answer because you prepared before the class. You don't just wait for them to say, we think you should help us do it tomorrow. Most times, the greatest gift that comes to us comes when we are actually ready, not when we are preparing to be ready. So I made the third point to you, right? After that job, after the prevent against engagement, of course, they gave me the big stage. You know, when I've already engaged them as prevent, I think about the next job, the next 2 jobs, they gave me the big stage. And of course, me that I overdid for red carpets. You know what I would do? That time I was hungry. Oh my God. I remember my friend, I said I was going to mention her name, Aliyah Hussein. She's in Edo State, 7 in Edo State presently. Aliyah was everything. I promise you. That is when, and so I'm getting to my next point, having the right association. If you want to show up in a new environment, you need the right association. Aliyah was everything. Aliyah was my stylist. Aliyah was the first person that listened to my intro. Aliyah was the first person that listened to my anxiety. Aliyah knew when I was nervous. She knew everything about me. To the extent that, so when they gave me the big stage, I just went to her room. Aliyah, I'm speaking of big stage of Joe, blah, blah. She goes, you're going to wear my jumpsuit. And Aliyah is way bigger than me. So her jumpsuit is bigger than my jumpsuit. So I said, okay, no problem. We're going to go and sew your African print. I went to get on Ankara. We sew African print stuff. People will see it on my YouTube channel. That's why I like showing my little beginnings. So these things I'm saying is on my YouTube channel. So we sew my Ankara with my very baggy jumpsuit with Aliyah's heels. I remember. It was Aliyah's wig with the jumpsuit and the Ankara, and we went on stage. After that, I told myself that would be the last time I will use my money to buy an outfit for an event. And I meant it. It was still 300 level. You cannot charge for events in CLA. I don't know if people are charging, but me, I charge for events. They know me. Ask from other executives that have left UI. I told myself that this is when I will start making money, aside from an academics. By the way, I know Biolodo. I still passed. I passed excellently in classes. I mean, if I not passed, Dr. Francis will shade me in front of all of you, right? So I just started that after my 300 level job. So now I'm delving back to CLA. Then CLA, I knew that, okay, fine, I'm already enjoying the popularity on campus being an event host, but something is very important. I wanted to make a first class in uni, which means that I won't joke with my academics. 100 level, I think I finished with a 3.4. That was my highest CGPA in University of Ibadan. That's why I do not mind kneeling down to beg you all to not joke with your academics in 100 level. The best time you can make the perfect CGPA is your 100 level. Courses get harder in CLA. The way Dr. BC was speaking the other time, he was saying, make a perfect 4.0, make a perfect 5.0. I'm like, Dr. BC, Pelu 67 at 68, the man for my still like, people can relate, Abby. You go and check your results, you will see 69. I'm like, why? Just 1 point. Do you understand? It is that hard. I'm not going to come and tell you that it's easy in CLA. It is not. It's not easy to build a CGPA in CLA. And that's why it is always good if you speak to the seniors now. If you pick electives, pick the simple electives. If you have to go to music to pick electives, just dance and collect your A. I promise you, sing and collect your A. Because you see this CLA, you will. The annoying thing about CLA is what you write in CLA and you get 65. If you write in another department, you will get 70, you get 80. That's just how hard it is. So it was very hard for me to be managing CLA with being a campus MC, but I still managed, right? You know, I said I made a 3.4 in 100 level. 200 level, I was thinking, she beats just 100 level, 3.4, this 200 level, I'm better. I already know the campus. I dropped though. That 200, I think I dropped to maybe 3.39 or 3.38, but I was still on 3.3 something till I graduated. So I graduated with a 2-1 and not a first class. And that's where I'm going to make you learn from my mistakes. The number one mistake I made was that I did not learn from the seniors. As far as I do not regret the actions I took because I took courses based on my interest. I did not take courses based on you will pass them. My mates were taking music. We were all like, okay, I went to linguistics to take social linguistics. Yes, I took social linguistics. I went to phonetics. My mates did not go there. I went to English language to be taking history of English language. I did not take courses based on how we are going to pass on time. And that's why I want people to learn from me. As much as it's good for you to chase your interest, CLA is the course that you came to study in uni. Face your CLA courses, pick electives that are easier. So when I go take those courses, if I took easier electives, I probably would have graduated with a first class. I mean, I graduated with 3.37. That's like 0.03 from first class, right? So I took those hard courses, and that's what I want you guys to learn from. Ask your seniors, the electives your seniors took that they passed well, take them. Face your CLA. However, I would love to state that as much as they will tell you that you should pick electives that are easier, you could find your dream from the electives that you have interest in. So when they were reading my bio, they stated that I'm the creative director of Wura Radio. I started Wura Radio in 2020. Wura Radio will be 5 years, May 11. By the way, you guys should clap. You have to clap for that one. Wura Radio is my baby. You have to clap for that one. How did I start Wura Radio? I took a course in theater arts, THA 105. That course we were taught radio, the medium for the blind. It was Professor Ekwazi that taught us. It's no more in theater arts. That course was what made me know how much I loved radio, how much I loved audio. I had an A in the course because I really loved the course. We did radio drama. You guys, have any one of you listened to radio drama on air? If you are not, so you're still in town here. They don't do radio drama like before any longer. So that was when I started Wura Radio. I started Wura Radio COVID year. So when Dr. Francis was saying you can spend 6 years on campus, and some of you were saying God forbid or something, he did not lie. I mean, I gained admission 2018. I resumed June 2019. I did not graduate until 2024. Let me calculate it. So I literally spent how many years like that in UI? So 2020 COVID year, that was when I started my podcast. I started my podcast by sharing audios to our class pages. Now that is when you are showing up in a new environment. What are the kind of audios I was sharing? I would just sit down in the comfort of my mother's kitchen because that was a silent place at home with my big sister. I would just start recording content. And I would send it to Trailblazers group. We're called Trailblazers. Do they have a name now? They don't have a name now. What's your name? Kilekwari? Elite. The elite. What makes you the elite? No. It's a very awesome name. Oh, don't beat me. It's nice. So honestly, I'm just trying to ask you what brought about the name the elite. Nothing. Something brought about our own name. We were called Trailblazers, and that was because we were the one that gave them highest mark on post-UTME. We had highest mark, highest GPA yet in the history of CLA. Now my set. So we just felt like we were the one blazing the trail for others to follow. You get that kind of thing, and that's how we became Trailblazers. So I digressed. Sorry. So where did I get to? Can somebody help me? Where did I get to in my story? Yeah, thank you. So I started posting that. This guy is a very fine boy. Have you been told that? Your gaze has been helping what I'm saying. Honestly, it's very nice. You're a very fine boy. So, and the lady is looking. I wanted to say you are fine too. Don't look away. Nikini, she's more than Miss Fresher. You're looking at Miss UI, Miss Africa. Kilo she Fresher. Alright, so I started sharing content. Please let me know if my time is up. So I started sharing content on my Trailblazers group. And they were just like, this sounds like radio. Why not just start a radio? It's so easy for me to say, start a radio. And I just did it. So I said, I'm not going to start any radio. Do I even have equipment? So I just started sharing audios. I created a WhatsApp group. We still have the group. And I just started sharing audios there every Mondays and Fridays. So that COVID year, when persons were sleeping at home, I started creating audio content. So I was sharing audios there Mondays and Fridays. Till I started a podcast. Oh my Jesus, I've been speaking too much. The time is small. Till I started the podcast, which you can listen to on Spotify and a number of things. A number of CLA people started becoming presenters on this podcast. Arewa Jesu Akimusi, she's presently a presenter on the podcast. Daniel Blessing, she's an alumnus. She was a presenter on the podcast. Kiran is a presenter. Tife Abodere, the former ASU vice president of the Student Union, is a presenter on my podcast. So my podcast became a radio-like podcast. So you listen to podcasts, but my own podcast is the kind of podcast where it's like you're tuning into a radio. Different kind of programs hosted by different kind of people. And how did I learn that? I started it in school. Which course helped me? An elective I took in theater arts. So most of the time, when you gain admission into the university, it's not just because of your academics alone. University is a universal place. Do not make yourself a one-one kind of person. From class to your hostel to fellowship to library. I did that in 100 level, 200, 300, 400. I don't joke with books, I read. I still read. But I really want to implore you. Get skills, soft skills, art skills, acquire skills. It could be public speaking. People are making millions of naira from speaking. When I was reached out to come and speak here, I was moved to sharing them my rate card for speaking. I charge 100,000 naira for 2 hours. That's when I'm in a good mood. People charge a lot of money to speak. But the only reason I came, I told her, I said, let me give back to my alma mater. Well, how do you usually say it? But I love money, right? So you can make money right on campus, and you can acquire skills that will help you to make money out of campus. A friend of mine started a remote job from 200 level. That is what she's doing presently. So when people were looking for PPA for our NYSC, they already gave her a job. Guess what? My friend does not even go to work. She's at home working at home. Our money is like, our data is funded by the organization. Our Uber is funded by the organization. I'm saying if my friend wants to eat, they pay for her food, aside from her basic salary. She started that skill here on campus. My friend did not fail. My friend was also an Olushelu. She was the speaker of our class com at a time. A number of OGs in our class, we already know the person I'm speaking about. My friend did not joke with football. She was the captain of our class football female team. She was still showing up excellently. And she finished with a very good grade. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So as much as you are chasing your academics, please do not joke with chasing skills. My younger sister is in 100 level political science. I told her, 100 level, please, let me use your 100 level to read. But from 200 level, I'll be on your neck. You will join organizations. I joined L&D. What didn't I do? I think I joined press one time. I left because, let's not lie, press can be boring. So I left. And I said what I said. They're always writing news. I mean, I like talking, I like acting. So how will press help my life? Do you get what I'm talking about? So it's the process of you joining organizations. That's when you will know where your strength lies, where your weaknesses lies. And please do not joke with your academics. Read like you will not pray, and pray like you will not read. If you do not believe in God, whatever you believe in, use it. Because on this campus right here, beyond your reading, you need a spiritual inclination. In 200 level, which I said I'm going to say, this is a quite emotional one. Once I say this, I'm going to leave. In the process of showing up, I showed up excellently on campus and all right. That 200 level, I fell sick. And I was admitted to Jaja. They could not find any kind of medicine that could work for me. I was in Jaja for like 7 days. I'm always doing a lot of things. So it's good that I know that I can see the doctor. And that's why I want to tell you that please show up even when you're not ready. Show up by thinking very big. Don't think small. You are bigger than who you think you are. I'm not even where I want to be. I'm on a journey to becoming who I want to be. You are bigger than who you think you are. Please have the right association. This is not the time for you to keep friends that will be taking you to parties. You don't need it. Party they will kill. I mean, make money from hosting the parties for you people to come and check your bum bum. People are checking your bum bum and seeing credit alerts. You get that kind of thing. Do you get my point? Party no dey bad. But please be wise at it. Do not lose yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this. And every time you want to start an exam, please do not forget to say, "What's in thy name, O Lord, I go." Because beyond your reading, you need a supernatural and a spiritual sense to pass exams sincerely. Again, you need supernatural power to pass exams sincerely. So thank you very much for listening to my small